All right, before we get into it, right? Did they make the head alien, the lady at the beginning who's like you,
Grand Councilwoman?
the Grand Council woman? Did they make
Yeah.
her in the live action? Did they scan somebody to be her too?
No,
Or
no, she was alien the whole time.
she was aliened out? Okay. All
Yeah.
right, cool.
Proud alien woman.
A proud alien woman. Okay, all
Yeah.
right, cool. All right, man. Yeah, let's go. We'll go back to the starter kit. You friggin' movie nerds. Okay, I'm a Holo Marcus. That's Last Falitongo. Okay, the movie boys. All right, we took a bit of a hiatus, trying to figure out the show's direction, and I think we're closer than ever to finding it. You know what I'm saying? I think we've gotten a lot better. Yeah, we're learning to keep everything a little more concise, you know what I'm saying, to the point, because there's always a lot to cover in these movies, but we're figuring it out, okay? We got it. Those old episodes are like 3 hours long, but whatever. What are you gonna do? All right, we're still learning things. We're figuring things out, okay? All right, if you're new here, check out our other reviews at the Polytickin Network, all right? If you want to talk sports, check out the Polynesian podcast, you know what I'm saying, hosted by the Usos Lance, right here in the Uso Forest, Coach Forest, you know what I'm saying? If you want to hear us talk about our lives and a bit of pop culture, check out the Polytickin podcast, all right? Hosted by me and the Uso Sefa M. And shit, most times also Lance Father talking, he be jumping on talking about his life too, all right? If you want to support us directly, consider our Patreon, okay? Patreon.com/the Polytickin podcast. $5 a month gets you 4 extra episodes, okay? And early access to the weekly. Like we've been rolling stuff. We just played Monopoly last week. This week, we played Monopoly this Tuesday, okay? It's not out on the weekly, all right? So if you want to watch us huff and puff and get mad about Monopoly, bro, $5 a month.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. And we're giving away prizes out there. You know what I'm saying? We got challenges coming. Figure it out.
Ooh.
All right, $5. Anyway, fuck. $5 doesn't get you much out here. Anyway, what are we watching, dude?
Inflation. This
You know
is
what
what
I'm
I'm watching. Man,
Five-
McDonald's McDouble is like $3-4 now.
Brother.
$5 to get 4 extra episodes plus the content, all the content. Yeah.
Don't talk about McDonald's like this and expect me not to get mad, because they did away with the not
Buy
the
one, get
dollar.
one?
Yes, for
Yeah,
a dollar.
I know. I went up there and they were like, I was like, can I get 2 McDoubles plus a meal, all this? And they were like, just to let you know, it's buy one, get one for $1 anymore. That's now the double cheeseburgers. Make it 2 double cheeseburgers, please, Tim.
Yeah. Yeah, it's buy one and get one for $3.99.
Whoa.
Yeah,
What?
It doesn't even roll like as a marketing thing. It doesn't even roll off the tongue right. You know what I'm saying? Buy one, get one for $3.99.
That better be like quarter pounders and stuff. I'm not buying.
Come on, bro.
The deal is a $4 cheeseburger. No.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. Let's get into it. This, hey, you probably know that Lilo and Stitch 2025, a new Lilo and Stitch live action just dropped. We had to go back and watch the 2002 version, the original Lilo and Stitch, Walt Disney feature animation coming out there. This one directed by Chris Sanders, Dean Dubois. Dubois. And it has all the characters and story that you already know. Lilo is in there. Stitch is an alien. You got Nani, David, completely Jumba, all mixing into one of the, I guess, the biggest stories that we've had, not only as individuals, but as a community, like Pacific Islanders, in a long time. Definitely one of the most popular. This movie came out in 2002. I had just been sent to live in American Samoa.
Oh,
it was crazy to me that my parents put me on a plane like 3.5 months after 9/11. But apparently the situation was so dire, they had to get me out. I was in American Samoa. This was very new to me. I don't think I remember a bunch of lead up to Lilo and Stitch when I was like 10, 12, whatever years old. So it always felt like this movie was just there. Like there wasn't like a big hype. I don't remember like pre Lilo and Stitch. It's just been around most of my whole life that I can remember. I think we had the DVD at my aunt and uncle's house, so we watched it a lot when it came out. But where were you in 2002 when this movie came out?
Not watching Lilo and Stitch, bro. In 2002, I was in San Antonio. I was in Texas. I think I just moved there. I'd been out there for like a year. from Northern California, from Fairfield, and yeah, what was that fifth, sixth grade? I think. Yeah, like fifth, sixth grade. Not many Samoans around me besides the
Mhm.
Usos from the church, but the church hadn't been established yet, so we weren't as close then as we would become later. So felt like we was the only Samoans within like a a 20-mile radius and shit. So, but I remember being like excited about Lilo and Stitch coming out, and like,
Okay.
but like also is excited and indifferent. But like seeing it on screen is like, what the? They're making a Disney movie about what the? And then it just coming and going and just really being indifferent about it. But uh yeah, no, I remember it being everywhere all of a sudden too. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it had blown up. It had blown up, but I just never went
Mhm.
to go watch it. I never had the DVD, so it's
Right. You never saw. You
I
hadn't seen
never
it
see it.
until 2025.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Which makes me like even more like, oh, dude, you missed out on a great cultural moment because that was a cultural moment for our people. But it came out at a time where we were so young that I didn't really notice a shift. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm freaking, 10, 11 years
Yeah,
old,
yeah.
but still, fuck. I wish I was a lot more aware and smarter about it because damn, do I regret it after watching it for the first time as a 34-year-old man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there like, oh, now I missed the perspective of a kid, an innocent kid watching one of their peoples on screen for the
Mhm.
first time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'll come at it as 34, and I'm like, oh my god, bro, no, like already I was just like, oh my god, I missed out on so much, dude. Where was I in 2002? Not watching this.
Yeah.
Now we get to do it for the starter kit, and I'm just like, I'm tripping out. And then it had me tripping out because they had, the live action is out. It came out as of this recording last night. You know what I'm saying? Probably by the time this comes out again, it'll be out for a solid week. So it's just crazy times we're in now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we're old. We've reached the point where like the things from our childhood are now old and nostalgic and ready for reboots, ready for live action adaptations. I'm just like, all right, well,
The
fuck.
bro, it's like the limits of life, the
Yeah.
finality of it. It's like yeah, exactly like you said, stuff that was coming out when we were kids. Now it's its own now it's for the next generation of kids.
Do you remember like were you excited about Lilo and Stitch being out there in Samoa? Like
No,
you
I
know what I
don't even.
mean?
Well, I mean, and in American Samoa, sometimes they would get the movies way later.
Yeah.
So sometimes that kind of the hype and the anticipation was like a little off because you would have to wait too long. By then, there's like pirate streams or reviews, spoilers already coming out. So
Mm-hmm.
Newly Placed Cinemas, shout out to Newly Placed Cinemas out there
Yo.
in American Samoa, the theater.
Yeah. The
Uh,
theater. Oh, I
the
just got back from the
theater.
theater. I just saw Lilo and Stitch. What a great movie.
I forget who would like let people in the side door. You wouldn't. It wasn't assigned seatings, right? You would just buy tickets
No.
and then go in there, find a row or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah, yeah, okay. I
Wait,
feel
you
like
had
I
people
walked.
who let you in the door? I didn't
No,
have it
no,
like
no,
that.
no,
Oh,
no.
I was about
I
to
wasn't that
say.
cool. Like my cousin would have someone let him in, and he'd be like, "Hurry up,
Oh,
get in," or something like that. But
man.
usually we'd go through the front, buy the
Yeah.
tickets. There's a little popcorn stand in there.
Yeah.
One go to the left or the right. Which theater you going? The left
That's
theater or
it.
the right theater? There's
All
only two.
right. Yeah.
But I don't know if I can't remember that far back. 23 years, lots of THC. The brain,
That was
sorry,
23 years
23 years
ago.
ago.
Fuck.
I can't remember if we watched that Newly Placed Cinemas, but I do know that we had the DVD, so definitely watched it.
A ton.
Rewatched. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We can throw that on.
Yeah.
The music, the colors, the island of Kauai in Hawaii. So it's like, yeah, that was something to watch a lot as kids. I remember watching a lot. But the hype, definitely what it is now, 2025, where everyone's like, "Yo, get out there to the theaters." I don't remember that. And maybe it wasn't like that because this was an original story. It's like a sci-fi mixed with island stuff, which is
Bro.
two opposite ends of like the technology spectrum.
Right?
You got
Yeah.
plasma cannons and spaceships, and then you got island time. So seeing those two
Surfboards.
worlds, yeah, Hawaiian roller coaster, right? Seeing those
Mm-hmm.
two worlds collide, it's like it definitely made for a great story,
Definitely.
lovable characters that we remember, and we're reviewing 2 decades later. So
Yeah. Come on,
shout out to
man.
Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Uh, synopsis. I'm going to read this from a certain site that has information on it for Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch tells the story of two individuals, an orphan Hawaiian girl named Lilo, who is raised by her struggling older sister Nani after their parents' death, and the genetically engineered extraterrestrial creature Experiment 626, who Lilo adopts as her dog and renames Stitch. Stitch, who is designed to cause chaos and destruction, initially...
Stitch. Sorry.
Stitch, who was designed to cause chaos and destruction, initially uses Lilo to avoid recapture by Intergalactic Federation, but they develop a close bond throughout the Hawaiian concept of ohana, or family, causing Stitch to reconsider his intended destructive purpose in order to keep his newfound family together. All right, that was a little long.
Who's that from? IMDb? That shit was long as fuck, IMDb.
Yeah, it's off the wiki.
But... Oh, it's on the wiki. No, the wiki. Wiki. Wiki.
Wiki.
No more, okay? We're going to write the synopsis from now on. It was long as shit.
So Lilo growing up with Nani, we know from watching it, Nani's a teenager, right? They both lost their parents.
Yeah.
Struggling to figure out that post life.
Oh my God.
Stitch is also struggling to understand life right now.
Yeah.
And especially island life when he gets there. So
right.
Definitely a great combination and combustion freaking narrative hook. What were there any scenes that stood out to you, or anything that is at the front of your mind when thinking about Lilo and Stitch, the original?
Definitely the hula practice right at the beginning.
Right at the beginning, yeah.
Right at the beginning, yeah. If we're starting from the beginning, definitely the hula practice. Lilo, it establishes her well, like as who she is. You know what I'm saying? She's over there at the beach, you know, taking a swim and stuff, and she's like, it introduces her weirdness, taking pictures of just random people at the beach and what she does with those pictures. And you know, she's still trying to make it in time for you know, for dance practice and stuff. And it's just a great introduction into who she is and her quirkiness. You know what I'm saying? So I was already like, oh yeah, she's cool. And then I hated the bullies right away. You know what I'm saying? I see why the bullies are so hated. Yeah. Fuck them. I know they're young girls, like 6 or 7 years old. Like, man, fuck these little girls, man. Fuck them. I'm glad Lilo went and beat their asses, bro. Beat old girl's ass, dog. She put the paws on her really quick, like right at the beginning of the movie. Like, I thought that Lilo would be like some kind of, like, she would be timid. You know what I'm saying? But I love the fact that she wasn't. You know what I'm saying? She was just ready. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She was ready to go. So, yeah. Nah, definitely from there at the beginning, it set a tone where I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to love this movie.
Great establishment of her character and her character's character. Like,
yeah,
I'm with the shits.
You know what I'm saying? And the stuff with the beginning with like introducing Stitch and Jumba and the Grand Councilwoman, it's like great bit of world building. It's like bruh, there's all that shit going on in space right now, but we're just, you know what I'm saying? We're over here kicking in Hawaii and shit. Like, I don't know. Like you said, bro, the meeting of two extremes, intergalactic council taking a meeting over an evil genius versus small island life here in Hawaii. And then it's a great meeting, great melding. You know what I'm saying? So you watched this movie hella times. What are your like favorite scenes? Like what are these for someone who hasn't seen it before, like me?
My favorite scenes in the original Lilo and Stitch, definitely that opening, going from, like you said, introducing Stitch and the alienness, the coldness of space. You know, it's all dark and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Transferring over the Lilo and Stitch title and switching to, you know, Native Hawaiian music and singing.
Yeah.
With that scenery, Lilo swimming through a clear ocean, right, to freaking feed Pudge the fish a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, that's right.
That whole opening and just the way that switches from cold space to like warm island and fish and vibrancy is definitely one of my favorite openings, probably in any Disney movie.
Debatable.
Bro, coral reef, fish, swimming. You got the and then the way, like you said, it kind of establishes and sets up this character. First of all, this girl is swimming in the ocean by herself.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
She's navigating. That's like island life, right? The kids can go do that.
Yeah. She's a pro.
And
She's a pro by 5.
Yeah, and they're able to swim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just being able to dive as a kid, I'm like, whoa, skills.
You know what I'm saying?
And then taking the pictures shows a little bit of weirdness,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also kind of that forced independence. She's
Right.
freaking running. She realizes she's late for class. She's got to get back, but she had to do this thing for Pudge the Fish, who controls the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Which there's a great tie-in to like her parents passing away on a rainy day, and then the
Oh,
importance of the controlling weatherfish, and why that's important to her.
oh,
But that
oh.
no one else knows that, right? So
Yeah.
they're just like, there's that weird girl feeding the fish again.
Mm-hmm.
Not like, oh, there's Lilo saving all our lives,
Mm-hmm.
by making sure Pudge gets a freaking peanut butter fish.
Wait, does
That
Pudge really control the weather?
I doubt it, but that might be another thing where I'm like, oh, she's weird. But really, she knows, and that's why I don't know. But yeah. So, uh, also that like talking scene at the beginning where she's explaining to Pudge the fish.
Mm-hmm.
My 3-year-old has now watched Lilo and Stitch enough times where she can recite that. She doesn't know how to like spell or what words mean, but she's like, I had to go to the store to get peanut butter because we're out of tuna. Because all we had, I can't feed Pudge tuna. Do you know what tuna is? And I'm like, fish? And she's like, it's fish. And I'm like, yeah. I can't feed Pudge tuna. I'd be an abomination. I'm late because I had to go to the store because all we had is stinking tuna.
Oh my bro, if my nieces did that to me, I'd be on the floor dying. I don't care how many times a day like they do it. I'm gonna be dead, bro. Like on arrival, bro. That's hilarious, man.
It's great. So definitely that scene has become even more of a favorite.
Yeah.
The Nani, after Nani gets fired from the luau, the first day they have Stitch, they haven't even made it home with this dog yet. She's already out of a job.
Did all of this take place within like a day or two?
Bro, this whole story, that's another thing. This whole movie, it's like 3 days. It's tough time.
Like,
I thought it was like a month, 3, 4 weeks, whatever.
Right.
No, it's super quick. But yeah, after she gets fired, the next day, she has to find a job, right? Cobra Bubbles comes to the door. He's like, I cannot ignore you being jobless. New job. Model citizen.
Watch out, stupid head. I love that part. I rewound that part so many times, man. That shit had me dying, man. Watch out, stupid head.
Mr. Bubbles, you must be the stupid head.
The stupid head.
Are you the guardian in question? Man, shout out to Ving Rhames, who was not in the new movie. Oh,
that was Ving Rhames in the original? Oh.
That was Ving Rhames, yeah. Saw the new movie.
Funnier.
Bro, I needed I needed Ving Rhames instead of Corny Vance in this one.
What the fuck?
Watch the new Lilo and Stitch. We're gonna talk a little bit about it at the end. 2025 Lilo and Stitch. Watch it on the premiere night. We'll talk about some of the differences.
Stop
at
bragging,
the end of this,
dude. Relax, bro. Watch the premiere night.
I switched my schedule around so that I could watch it at the premiere. Other people had to help me.
Come on. All right.
Some things to say. Back to favorite parts, right? That montage where she has to go spot by spot trying to find a new job. And they have the Elvis music. And Lilo at the same time is like trying to teach Stitch how to be a good dog. That whole thing, I mean, it ends in chaos, right? A whole beach stampeding down to the parking lot. But her working to show Stitch, hey, you got a real big badness level, but we're gonna do stuff to help you bring that down and up your good, right? Be polite, be helpful, be romantic, and we're gonna use Elvis, which I have issues with. Elvis, sure, great songs for the whites that stood the test of time for a long time. Elvis, the person, so deeply involved with the movie. I was like, oh no, it must not be true. So whole montage.
Oh wait, can I
Oh
just
yeah,
ask this? I know,
yeah.
like, I know Elvis plays like musically plays a big part in the animated, but did they make him like a centerpiece in the live action? Like, is that a
No,
spoiler? I mean, oh, I was about to say because I mean I know like like they tie Elvis to this to Lilo and her love for the music, but I thought just the way you're talking about it, I'm like, oh, did they make what is it
they
about
didn't
Elvis? They
like.
make him
I
like a
guess
deity. They
that.
made him
Well,
a
okay. So
deity.
even in the new one, as well as the original, Lilo is like Elvis. This is the guy. He's got it all
That's right.
figured out,
Hmm.
And there are parts in the new one where she's like using Elvis as a not a deity, but
Yeah,
an
yeah.
example.
An
Like,
example.
this is someone we can look up to. Elvis was in Blue Hawaii, a 1961 American musical romantic comedy drama film.
Mm.
Okay.
so,
Like, damn, a
so is Elvis
1961
Hawaiian
film?
now?
Nah, that's what I'm like. Why is Lilo, why is this little 6-year-old Hawaiian
Yeah.
girl, like, first of all, know so much about a 60-year-old album or movie? But she's like, this is the bench from Blue Hawaii.
Mm.
Elvis sat here. Um, Spoiler. So, yeah, it was,
I forget how big culturally Elvis was to everybody.
okay.
You know what
What
I'm
would
saying?
be
But
like
even
a,
then,
what's a 1-to-1 comparison nowadays to what Elvis was in the 60 years ago? What
oh
did you think?
God,
Elvis Presley,
Drake,
like super
Drake.
popular.
So I think it was that. I think it was Drake popular.
Oh
Maybe
damn!
Michael Jackson of the '60s. Maybe.
Whoa! I was
Or 40s, 50s, however long.
I'd say
Yeah, I
like
think it was that
say like
popular.
81% of Michael Jackson. Was that?
Wait, say that again.
I'd say he was like 81% of Michael Jackson, like that
Okay,
his
that's
fame.
still
But then
big.
whatever. It's the whites were only allowed to stay with the whites back then, so maybe it was just super popular amongst half of the world.
Maybe, yeah. It sounds like I'm going to bat for Elvis right now, man. He stole the whole genre of music. Let's not forget that. But in the context of this movie, you know what I'm saying? He serves a greater purpose for for this movie. Okay, let's not get into the ins and outs of Elvis's career.
What I mean, you
I'm
talking about
just,
the music in a Hawaiian. Is this
yeah.
Hawaiian? Is this a Hawaiian film?
Come on, don't
Hawaiian
ask me these
characters,
questions.
Hawaiian setting.
Yeah,
Uh, Elvis Presley being the
we
face
didn't
of it.
we didn't have the information that we do now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? When 2000 when the 2002 was
Oh.
around, we didn't know about any of this. You know what I'm saying? So we attributed the music that we hear as just a part of the character, right?
Mm.
I'm over here saying this as a guy who didn't watch it in 2002. I'm just saying we didn't have all this knowledge about Elvis and his relationship to music and people of color, the whites, and their
So
time then. I don't know.
it was like if somebody made a movie 10 years ago and was like, let's use all Drake songs. And now in 2025, people are watching it back
That was
like,
kind of
why
a
are they
bad
using
move.
all Drake songs?
Yeah. Look, back then Drake wasn't that bad. Okay, he wasn't a pedophile then.
We didn't know. We didn't know
he
back
was.
then.
Yeah. All these
Elvis
excuses.
was Elvis married a 16-year-old. We didn't know.
Whoa, we didn't know that. Whoa.
All
Yeah,
right.
no, they were all
Let's
pieces
move.
of shit. Let's move on. Let's move on.
And then there's this really touching scene at the end with the other memorable scene for me is when David is like, I think Cobra Bubbles is like, yo, Nani, I see you're trying, but you gotta think about
He was
what's best for
following.
Lilo.
Dude, he was in every shot. He
Yeah,
was in every shot watching him.
I'll be back in the morning, right?
Oh,
Ugh.
yeah.
And then Nani's like, okay, we got David. I gotta take Lilo home. We got some things to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything I can do to help?
No.
David.
And
No.
David looks down at Stitch and he's like, before you came along, I thought they were almost
had
it.
a chance. Yeah, I thought they
I
had
was
a
like,
chance.
hey, first of all, you don't know this, but the alien understands you. The dog knows what you're saying. You're not just saying some random stuff to a dog.
Yeah.
And this
Well,
prompt.
David's kind of, light in the head.
What?
That's the impression I got when I watched the movie. I thought he was kind of like, not dim-witted, but, a little airheaded, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
this fool was trying to talk to the
He was
girl of
trying to
his dreams the
hey, trying to
entire
talk to
time, and she was like,
exactly.
"No, now's not a good time. I got a lot of stuff going on right now." He's
David
like,
should
"Yeah,
have
yeah.
known
Let me
that.
see. Can I help you? Can I babysit? Can I have a
Yeah.
dog walk?" But he's like, before you came along, Stitch, I really thought they had a chance. And that night is when Stitch leaves. He decides to leave, and I wrote this down. I wrote this down because this is what Lilo says.
Oh God.
When Stitch pulls back the pillow and has that picture of her family,
Oh yeah.
her parents, right? It's her mom, her dad, her sister Nani on the beach having fun, right?
Mm.
And Stitch picks it up and he's looking at it and he doesn't see Lilo behind him, but she just says, "That's us before." Which that first line already had me like, oh, that's us before. It was rainy and they went for a drive. What happened to yours?
Oh.
And Stitch is looking up like, my family, my parents? Doesn't compute, right? He was genetically made. Lilo, I hear you cry at night.
Mm.
Do you dream about them?
Oh yeah.
I know that's why you wreck things and push me. Our family is little now, and we don't have many toys. But if you want, you could be a part of it.
Oh. Oh. The the self-awareness that Lilo has and to clock it, you know what I'm saying? The Stitch's loneliness, obviously he doesn't have, like you said, he doesn't have a family per se. He's genetically engineered, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But to recognize his own wants and needs for familial closeness, you know what I'm saying? She
She
clocked it.
sees someone hurting like she's hurting. She's
Mm-hmm.
like, I can try to help you, right? She's like, you can be a part of it. You could be our baby, and we raise you to be good.
Mm.
Ohana means family, which means no one gets left behind.
Yeah.
But if you want to leave, you can.
Oh.
I'll remember you though. I remember
Oh.
everyone who leaves.
I remember that part. He hurt me the most. I remember everybody who leaves, bro. I
Oh,
had to pause it when I seen that part. I was like, dude, hold the fuck up, dude. And then that's when Stitch leaves.
well, and the Stitches thing is like, I'm hurting this family, so let me
Yeah.
subtract myself out, give them a better chance, right? And
Yeah.
Lilo's thing is, we don't want to subtract you, we want to add you, and we can. This is our broken family, right? But we can be family together and fit our pieces together so that we make each other whole and be this, this new extended family, this new Ohana. And just thinking of, I know it's people writing this for the voice actor to say, but seeing it come from a little kid and just
Come
having the
on, bro.
self-awareness and knowing that her pain looks like this pain, so she wants to try to help, says a lot. Was super memorable. And then also Stitch in his own way trying to help by leaving. But there's different parts, and you see it the next morning where the social worker is supposed to come by, and Nani sees Lilo kind of down. She's like, "What's going on?" It's like Stitch left, and she's like mad about it, right? Because she didn't want to leave; she wanted him to stay because they could figure it out. But that was definitely one of the memorable parts about the ending in this movie.
That got super. It got super sentimental, man, because it's like, the fuck. Like her voice actor was great, bro. In 2002, whoever that was who is that?
DeVay Chase.
How old was she when she did that? Is this a
Uh,
grown woman? This an adult?
11, 12,
Oh,
1990.
it was a kid. Oh yeah,
Born in
11.
1990.
Oh, okay, yeah. She's 11. What a great fucking performance, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
White woman. Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay. Good job starting that off for us, and thank you for handing that off to the freaking superstar little actress that is doing the live action movie.
She killed it though. The live action
Bruh.
Lilo killed it. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine so. I imagined so.
So it was.
So it
Yeah.
was.
So I mean, but everybody knows their like favorite scenes, or probably knows this entire movie scene by scene as it goes. So definitely,
Mhm.
if you're listening to this and you have a different favorite scene, let us know what it is in the comments on the YouTube page or in the DMs. Uh, but we know how the story ends, right? They try to come and capture Stitch. Stitch shows that he's actually a good person now. Grand
Mhm.
Councilwoman is like, "We are
Everything was
here to
working.
apprehend Experiment 626.
Mhm.
Stitch. My name is Stitch. Okay. Can I say goodbye?" Yes. And he says his farewells to the family.
Mhm.
Before it is revealed that Cobra Bubbles is like, "Hey, Lilo, didn't you buy Stitch at an adoption house?" And by
Huh?
providing that paperwork, she tells the Grand Councilwoman, "Yo, I bought Stitch legally a couple of days ago. If you take him, you're stealing." Okay.
Mm.
And the Grand Councilwoman is like, "Oh, okay, actually, I see that this child has changed, or I see that Stitch has changed. I see that this
Figures it out
child,
fast and is in on it and wants to
yeah."
do it. Yeah.
And, yeah, he blew up a freaking holding bay, stole the red police cruiser, and freaking hydro jumped
But he learned
hell
his
far.
lesson.
But
He learned not
yo,
to destroy things.
they had to travel for days to get to Earth to get this movie back. And right when he's like, "Actually, I'm cool," I would have questioned that immediately. I was
Come
like,
on,
"A
dog.
ruse."
Yeah, someone has played a ruse on us. That
But
did
yeah.
make me like the Grand Councilwoman, though, for sure. Like when
Oh,
she
that she
showed,
was able to flip it and let him stay.
because I thought she was just gonna be like, "No, take him, let's kill him." I thought she was that cold. You know what I'm saying? The movie showed her to be this super cold, but still pretty darkly funny
Mhm.
character. But to show that she was actually like, okay, you know what? Nah, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see some. It's cool. All right then. But yeah, no. Realistically, we'd have been like, hold on, hold on. I just
Uh,
spent millions of alien dollars trying to fix our holding bay. He destroyed the fuck out of our shit. Okay. All right. And you know what else he did at the beginning with this shit? Like, he fucking fucked up my other ship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I spent all these resources, all this time and resources to find him, and now we're not gonna take him. Now fuck all that. No, we're gonna
not
make sure that he really learned his lesson. All right.
not
I'm the
only
Grand
do they let
Councilwoman,
him
motherfucker.
stay, she says he will now be under the protection of the
Come on,
intergalactic alliance.
bro.
I was like,
Straight gave him
"Oh, more
everything.
resources."
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just gave him the entire world. After he learned his one lesson that it took him the entire goddamn movie for him to learn. But at least
Mm,
everything that Lilo was trying to teach him was working. It got to his steel cold heart because he did want to destroy everything. But
mm.
goddamn, we're taking him in for questioning. If I am Grand Councilwoman Marcus is taking Stitch in for custody, and we're gonna figure it out, okay? Because I want a full detail of all your exploits. Because I hired these two idiots over here to get your fucking ass, and they couldn't get you. In fact, I'm gonna try
uh,
them for war crimes, and they're traitors to the alien confederation. Motherfucker, what you think this is? Shit. I rest my case.
yeah, some things we would have done different.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. But yeah, that's the story of Lilo and Stitch. Those are some of our favorite scenes. Uh, what would you say your biggest theme of this movie is, or what like your takeaway from watching it?
um, I guess it's Ohana for sure, but just by extension, like I guess a little uh sub Ohana theme is the love that these sisters have that especially Nani has.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny that we were talking about before recording this that Nani needed help too. Because Nani and Lilo are both young, and that point
Yeah.
that you make about um, having a guardian for both of them is very, very succinct. Because Nani did not. She was just not in the best position to take care of Lilo because her being a child herself, losing both of their parents, and it's like she's thrust into this role of having to take care of her weird, quirky sister that she loves very much. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that that like they made Nani empathetic and understanding of Lilo's quirks. Where like a lot of movies with like older figures or older siblings who have that weird younger sister or child, like they usually treat them as like they just brush them off. You know what I'm saying? But seeing Nani being understanding of her and like being uh being understanding of her and for real acting like an understanding big sister. It was like a cool change of pace. You know what I'm saying? I'm so used to motherfuckers being mean to each other all the time, especially these new movies. So it was cool to see sisters actually love each other and shit. But
they still have those sisterly fights and
yeah, for sure.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And it comes from an understanding that Nani is kind of weird too. Like she understands Lilo because she's kind of weird too. They're both a little quirky themselves. You know what I'm saying? So just giving Nani her flowers, that was the biggest thing for me. I was just like, dude, she's a child too. She doesn't know what she's doing, bro. You know what I'm saying? On top of the whole Ohana theme that they push throughout the entire movie. Like that's like, of course, you know. I just wanted to zero in on Nani and her struggles.
Uh, yeah,
So
Lilo is definitely does what she wants. A little weird, right?
yeah, she's taking pictures of random people at the beach and putting them on a
Oh
wall. Like,
yeah,
what are you
aren't
doing?
they beautiful?
Yeah, you know.
These are random people just coming. Maybe it's because that's the exotic creatures that Lilo sees
Yeah.
on her
Oh yeah,
island,
yeah,
right? She
yeah.
sees all the nice, she sees the waves, she sees all that birds, everything else. Every
That's
day,
true.
it's whatever they're. I mean, it's like her natural, but seeing these strange people that have paid thousands of dollars to come and vacation on her beaches
Hmm.
uh, is interesting and different. So she takes pictures of them. It's
Like
like
nobody
and
understands
puts
her
them on her bedroom
on the
wall.
bedroom wall,
He wakes
bro.
up to them.
The Pudge the fish, like nobody knew. That's why she beat the fuck out of old girl in the beginning. Like it's
Yo,
just
Myrtle
nobody
Edmonds.
understands. Yeah, well, that's her name, Myrtle Edmonds.
Yeah,
Oh
Myrtle
yeah,
Edmonds. What a nasty little meanie.
yeah,
Ugh.
snotty nose.
Get the hands. Blah.
Yeah.
Uh,
What
yeah,
about
themes.
you?
Ohana. Yeah, Ohana definitely is the stated theme, right? And you have those dynamics, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's Lilo and Nani trying to figure out how to survive
Mm-hmm.
after losing their mom and dad. Uh, Stitch not having an Ohana being created.
Mm-hmm.
Jumba and Pleakley kind of becoming their own Ohana as partners and working together for so long, and then staying with Lilo and Stitch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, definitely a lot of family, uh, broken families,
Yeah.
right? Whether you're split from family members or if you've lost them, uh, and having to change your life after that,
Mm-hmm.
you can't rely on them because they're not there. So you have to figure it out yourself. And seeing that play out between Lilo and Nani and it not going well at the beginning of the movie. Like
Mm-mm.
we talk about that social worker coming and Nani trying to show that she can be a worthy of guardianship for Lilo.
Yeah.
Bruh, that house is a mess.
Yeah.
Not
Straight
just
out of
like,
hoarders,
oh, I
right,
have a
Claire?
kid that lives here, but there is like you are not prepared for the social worker visit that you know is today. I know Lilo didn't make all that mess just like the 30 minutes that she's been home. So uh yeah, Lilo not being accounted for, freaking stove going on
Yeah.
while she's out of the house. Uh yeah, that type of stuff. I don't think I would have gave her 3 days.
Yeah.
Cobra Bubbles he was like waiting for the alien to crash. That's and I never understood if Cobra Bubbles was like a secret agent
That's
playing
what I
as a
got.
social worker because he's in a full suit tux
Yeah,
like thing.
I got him as a CIA agent who was in the know, right? I thought he was truly following Stitch, but I think he really was trying to see if like where Stitch was at was going to be in good hands. That's what I took. You know
At
what I'm
the
saying?
end, at the end, when the Grand Councilwoman is like, "I recognize your face,"
Yeah,
he's like, "Yeah,
I helped you out with that
Roswell,
thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
CIA,
Hmm.
1980 or whatever he says."
Yeah, so he's in the know. He knows about these alien
Okay,
Confederates and
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
So
yeah,
he
yeah.
knows. You know what I'm saying? I think he wasn't exactly a social worker. He's definitely a CIA agent. You know what I'm saying? But fuck, I don't.
That's what I thought the whole time. And then rewatching it for the starter kit, there were some parts where it was like, at
Oh,
the end, oh, he's a social worker, but he was former CIA
Former CIA, man.
that just dresses like he's still CIA. That's just like, I was in there for 30 years. This is just how I know. This is in my life now.
Maybe
It's
he's
like me tucking my shirts in as I'm working somewhere after the army.
Yeah.
They're like, what are you doing?
Oh, I was in the army.
This is just what I know.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, I don't know. Maybe it's maybe it's cool to just be professionally dressed as a social worker.
Yeah, I'm gonna chop you up and feed you to the social worker. And then when he asks what my recipe is, I'm gonna tell him, screw it, love.
Yeah. That whole bro, that entire bro, from stupid head all the way to when he fucking leaves after giving her 3 days. I love that entire scene, bro. It's the way they're talking shit to each other, the way that Lilo is fucking everything up, and Nani's just like,
gives me lots of discipline.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, sometimes 5 times a day.
Just going off. That shit was hilarious, bro.
In case you're wondering, this did not go well. And he's like, you have 3 days to change my mind. And then right after that, Nani flips her head inside and is gonna kill Lilo.
Yeah.
Do you want to be taken away?
Yeah.
Yeah. There were so many points in those opening scenes for Stitch and then Lilo that were the same. Bro. There was that lick to get out. There was the using the word abomination.
Yeah.
It was like that matched them up so well to make us realize, oh, these two outcasts are made for each other. They are the same. Yeah.
What was you know when they get into that fight right at the beginning and then Nani comes back up there with food? What does Lilo say to her before she gives her the big hug? She's like, "You like me more than you."
Yeah.
That whole thing right there in the bed, that shit got me too. I was like, no.
And you like me more than a rabbit, right?
Right? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That part happened. She started crying and shit. She's like, oh, of course. You know, just sisters making
why
up.
Don't you get a rabbit? At least it would be quiet. You would like it because it'd be cleaner and quieter. Exactly. Go to your room. I'm already in my room.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that shit. And then they cap it off right there in the bed when they finally forgive each other. It's like, yeah.
Bruh, and then after you fight with your sibling, you show up with a plate of food a couple hours later. You know, you're like, what's up? You want a slice?
Yeah.
It's not an apology. It's just like, we're good now, right here. Take some of this food. Don't smile, fool.
Yeah.
You're lucky I'm nice. Not everybody gets a nice older sibling.
What are you fucking stupid? Don't make me beat you out, stupid. Your face. I'm gonna take another point. Sorry.
Go.
I'm gonna take another point from. I think you wrote this in here. Not fitting in. That's a great one.
Right.
Lilo and Stitch themselves. You know, they keep bringing up the ugly duckling. You know what I mean? That was like Stitch's basically comfort book. Like he took that book when he left Lilo and them the first time. So I think that's a powerful one too. You know, they find, you know, Lilo and Stitch are both the ugly duckling in the story. You know what I'm saying? And they both need each other to, you know, to basically to fly, dude. To be the best versions of themselves, dude. They need each other. You know? Yeah, I thought that was a good one too. You know,
family.
Yeah. Family. Yeah, I think that's definitely a really good one, man. Because you see it from the beginning with both of them. You know,
the way everyone treats them.
Come on, both
just off the start, right when we're introduced to them, everyone's like aghast or disgusted or just turned off by them being in the area, and it's like I haven't seen enough bad from this character, whether Stitch or Lilo. I mean, Stitch, you see it pretty quick, but
granted, Stitch is a fucking alien.
And created to do this, right? It's not his fault that he's this way. This is literally his genetic engineering. Right. It's not Lilo's fault that she is this way. It's the way her life has gone that has made her like this at this point, right? So it's neither of their faults that they're freaking outcasts. But no one else is gonna freaking like sit them down, talk to them, be involved with them. They had to find themselves. They had to cross a universe, a galaxy, whatever, just to find themselves, to find the other person in the world that was gonna freaking be able to
Star-crossed,
relate to them.
star-crossed soulmates, star-crossed friends forever.
My fair Kauai. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, seeing how much everyone hated them immediately makes them like underdog rooting for them, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Like I don't know how they're gonna rise to the top, but I'm immediately behind this person that everyone else hates.
Straight up.
I'm gonna take their side.
Straight up.
Yeah.
So, what did you? So you mentioned at the beginning of recording that you seen the live action.
Right.
You know, did you want to get into it a bit? How much different is the live action compared to the classic animated? Like, what do you see? What do you like and what do you not liking? Because I've seen whole lot of not liking facial expressions. You know what I'm saying?
I went with my 3-year-old and
Yeah.
partner Sammy. We got the 3 middle seats
Nice.
to like the 3 o'clock showing. They were showing it, first of all, they were showing it the night before.
Yeah.
And then starting at like 9 o'clock opening
Oh,
day. I was like,
God.
damn, on a Friday, 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock, 11:30. I was like, oh.
Damn.
Um,
Excuse
yeah,
me.
so we ended up going in the afternoon and watching it. It was pretty good. It was packed behind us.
Of course. Of course it was.
Yeah, just I was ready to be hit like some of the other remakes. I don't think it hit as hard. It was and I don't know if it was the look of the movie
Mm.
and trying to recreate some of the old stuff, but it feels like what they tried to copy, like verbatim, was a hard sell. Like even though the people watching it that maybe watched before, some of the same lines or some of the same writing, uh, hearing it come out of somebody else's mouth or a different actor is always different from the original. So maybe
Yeah.
that's just kind of getting used to it. But it felt like the stuff they wanted to copy didn't hit, and then some of the stuff that they changed was hit or miss.
Mm.
Uh,
That's to be
I think they
expected.
only had $100 million for this movie, which seems pretty low,
Right?
especially for like I mean, a freaking Disney movie or a family movie or something that involves aliens that you're
Mm-hmm.
going to need a lot of CGI.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe they
so the
learned to
look of
streamline
it,
the process. Shit.
I
Who
don't know if
knows?
it was like filmed on set or on location, but it
It
didn't
doesn't
feel.
look like it was filmed on location, to be honest. From the trailer,
Yeah,
it didn't
yeah,
look like it. It looked like a soundstage.
yeah. So I mean, I wanted more like I guess a little bit of grittiness, but whatever they decided to do in this one, the new one, it follows almost the same storyline, right? There are some people that are not there. There are some people that are added in. Like there's no Captain Gantu, the shark guy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, what?
He's
He
not
was
even in
the
this one. Get him out of here. Didn't
whoa.
even need him.
Oh,
I
bro,
think
we need
no.
him. We need him.
Yeah, that's the Samoan. That's just,
This is
like,
some more.
are you Samoan?
Oh
Um,
yeah, that's right. Okay.
hey, I don't know if that was like a CGI thing, right? Because he's not going to pretend to be a person and
Yeah.
zap into Zach Galifianakis the whole time. I think that decision to make Jumba and Pleakley human disguises that they wear almost 90% of the time was a CGI, probably a money thing. And knowing
Mm.
that, it was like some of the stuff it looked like, oh, this could have looked a little bit more, like I said, on set, realistic, stuff like that.
Yeah, because that's
There,
that was like some of the biggest, like the funniest parts in the movie was seeing Bleakley try to try not to be ugly. He got
yeah,
called, bro. When he got called ugly at the bar, bro, that fool jumper, that shit had me dying, bro.
your head looks swollen. She's just ugly.
Yeah, she's don't worry about it. She's just
Oh, silly you. I'm fine. Carry on, carry on.
and then he's just like, "Am I ugly, dude?"
Yeah, none of that. No dresses for Pleakley. That's another one. He wasn't dressing up in this one because he looks like a human. Yeah,
No.
but it's the music was cool. It's the same songs, just redone. Ian Thongi does Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride.
Yep.
I think it's the Kamehameha Choir. Uh, the music was still good, but kind of flat. You should go watch it though. This is why I don't want to like be negative about it. I don't want people to okay, I'm not gonna go watch it. You still gonna go watch it?
Yeah, I'm still gonna go watch it.
Yeah. And there's a
I'm not
big
gonna let your
change.
negative ass fucking affect how I
Right.
watch it. Well,
Uh,
because I'm the same fucking way. Like if we start naming things about movies that we don't like, now all of a sudden it's like we don't want other people to see it. But it's the opposite. I want
mm,
everyone to go see it. I want everybody to see if I'm tripping or if we agree,
mm,
and then let's talk about it, bruh.
yeah.
Go watch it. I know it just sounds like we don't want people to watch it, but it's the complete opposite.
I know. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Watch the
We
shit.
want people to watch it.
I want people
Uh,
to watch. Yeah, for sure, we want people to watch it. But there
yeah.
are
So
people out there who are like, I'm just personally not going to do it because it,
if you're on the fence about it and you hear some people talking about it and they're like, then you're like, But hopefully they're more
Meh.
like you and they're like, well, I'm gonna go find if it's or if you don't know what you're talking. Yeah. So yeah, there was some story changes because of what they took out or what they were trying to add in, but yeah, it
All
was
right.
okay. It was okay.
Okay. Gun to your head out of 10.
The new one,
Yeah, the new one.
6.
6. I thought you were going to say 6.5. 6. 6 out of 10. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's passing.
I think like
Passable.
two. I think two of that is just off the strength of the original.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
what compromises do you need to make when you transfer, mediums and stuff when you're going from,
Oh,
what I'm saying?
good
Like,
point.
they had to find big names, to make the studio want to do a remake. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Is Zach Galifianakis is the biggest name on there? Who else is in there?
Oh,
I just don't like the fact that they had to make story compromises to add and subtract characters from the
mm-hmm.
original. It's like, bro, you have
Well,
the blueprint right there. What is it that you're compromising to have to cut this fucking thing like this?
I think that's what that yeah, what you're saying that like what compromises you have to make. It 20 years later, they I guess the two biggest things that I noticed are that they dropped Jumba's accent.
Oh yeah, that's
Like
right.
he's not an evil Eastern European. Oh, direct hit from plasma cannon. No,
It's
that
Zach
was different.
fucking Galifianakis.
It's Zach Galifianakis, and he's one of the first people to speak in this movie.
Uh huh.
So you see freaking Dr. Jumba, and you're like, oh yeah, and then you hear Zach Galifianakis' voice, and you're like,
Fuck.
cancel culture is out of control. Not just kidding.
Ooh,
No. You hear a different voice, and the thing I was thinking, I was like, where is the European accent? And I'm like, oh, we don't want to offend anybody. We don't want to make the connection that European equals evil, genius, willing to do crazy stuff.
Yeah, cancel culture in that way is fucked because then it affects all the future work. But let's not get into that. This isn't a cancel culture podcast, okay?
This
Well, let Andrew Tate and Joe Rogan talk about that shit.
we go back. This new one has a much bigger focus on Nani and her story too. Like
Ooh,
we got shots in the original movie, right? 2022 or 2002 of
2002.
Nani has like surfing trophies in her
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
she's like an athlete that is
Oh,
about to like get scholarships, continue on, go
this is in the
big.
live action. Okay, give it
Right.
more
So
depth.
but
Okay.
she can't in the original, she just stays. And her thing is she's gonna be a caretaker for her sister. She's gonna figure out with David, maybe kind of boyfriend, girlfriend, but really all these aliens are here. She's gonna take care of her sister. Uh and then the new one, it's like, well, that doesn't need to be your end all. You can still be like, you still go reach out, keep going. You had dreams before, you can fulfill those still, which is, I think, a positive story. Yeah,
Ooh.
positive change. It felt
Oh,
kind of a reach, maybe because it was different than the original or something else, but
that might.
I understand where they kind of figured that out.
Do you think that lessens the impact of the original when you want to like you talk like the ending established them that they are a strong family, but then when
Mhm.
you add in the fact that Nani is trying to go out and be a surfer again, now it's like now you're kind of taking away from the theme
Well,
of it being centered around family. Now you're making it about Nani and her dreams to become this pro surfer when in the animated it didn't matter to her because all that mattered to her was taking care of Lilo. She
yeah, I
didn't
think
care about being a pro surfer anymore at that point. All she cared about was having a safe, stable environment for Lilo to live with her.
or she wanted to and
Oh,
had to like bury her dreams because responsibility, right?
yeah.
Priorities, right?
You know
Maybe
what?
she always wanted to
That's
keep doing it, and she was like,
yeah. Just
this
another
is
thing
my
they
happy ending. You know, it's not exactly what I wanted, but
yeah.
it's good, right? I have my family around. But then
Yeah.
also, strong family doesn't necessarily mean, we got to be, you know, side by side all the time.
Right,
So
and
maybe
give up on
there's,
our dreams. Yes, for
yeah.
sure.
So maybe
Yeah.
there's that kind of direction.
Maybe
It's like strong family, but still big world, right?
yeah.
Still lots of dreams that might take us away, but we're always going to be there,
Mm.
for each other, keep
Maybe
talking and stuff like that.
maybe it's a plot point that they thought about putting in the original but just never did, maybe for time, and then they kind of just kept it in the back burner in the back of their minds, and like
Mm-hmm.
if like a remake or a reboot or a live action was to come out, then they could put it in there in a part that makes sense because bro, again, I don't know what compromises you need to make to turn an animated thing or one medium over to another one. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think
Besides story, budget, and that's not even that big a compromise. That's actually a really cool add to her character. You know what I'm saying?
more layers, definitely
More layers.
more layers for different characters that we didn't get as much of. And I think it's more time. I
Yeah.
like less medium. Like if they would have did this live action in 2000,
Mm-hmm.
2002, whatever, I think it could have still been the same story. Could have had
Mm-hmm.
Zach Galifianakis in a crazy European accent pretending, right? Because back
Yeah.
in 2000, that shit was funny, right? Now
Yeah.
it's like
Straight
there's
up.
more. Now you got to think about it. Like,
Yeah.
what are you really portraying?
Oh,
What
cancel
are people taking?
culture.
Yeah. So but I think if this was live action back then,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the same type of story, right, as the original. But now that we're in 2025, it's like, okay, everyone's got to have something, some set end that people can take away from. So
Right.
Nani being able to continue her dreams even after they lost their parents and, looking like she was going to lose her sister or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a big, yeah,
Yeah. As
some
long.
people can take.
Yeah. I just as long as these additions or subtractions or whatever serve the story in a great way, fine by me. But if they
Mm.
don't, they don't make sense. You're just like, why the fuck would you do that then?
There's a couple of plot holes and
Uh oh.
some character changes from the original in this new version. So
Oh.
yeah,
Bug it.
yeah, some of the changes make you question. Well, like, okay, well, if they had that technology, why didn't they do this? And then
Yeah.
you're like,
Maybe just stop pointless
So,
shit.
but
Yeah. Okay.
maybe we just have to take a step back,
Take a step back. Hey,
surface valley,
yeah.
surface level.
Don't think too deeply about it, man. It's not that deep, dude. All right, bro. Whatever you say, man. I'm just saying. I'm just
uh,
saying what I'm saying.
it was dope to see Tia Carrere,
That's
uh,
tight.
Jason Scott Lee,
Mhm.
and Amy Hill, who were Nani, David, and Mrs. Kagasawa in the original. Uh, Now on screen in different characters, right?
Yeah.
They had to be, but it was cool seeing them
I like little
in
things like
theater.
that. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
It's like The
it's like
Last of Us.
what's that?
The Last of Us, the zombie show on
Mm-hmm.
HBO. So it's also a video game and stuff, and they had the original voice actors from the game play a character in the show. I love little things like that. That's just tight.
Yeah,
Um,
that's like fan service. That's definitely
Great fan service. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, that was some of the changes, some of the differences I noticed in the new Lilo and Stitch. But when you see it, let me know if you see anything else or if you liked it a lot better or even less. Or
Okay. Shit. What are we giving a score for the old Lilos? The classic.
man,
Classic. Out of 10. Gun to our head. We don't even use our rating system right now. Just fucking out of 10. I'll go 10. I'll give it a solid 10. No,
I'll give it an 8.
9.5. Oh.
Oh yeah, we gotta balance to a 9.
That's fair.
No.
I'll say I'll change my score to a 9 for sure. There's no perfect movie. I'll change it to a 9. Just because this is my first time seeing it ever, you know what I'm saying, with all this knowledge, all this knowledge in my brain, you know what I'm saying, about things, and then just watching it as a 34-year-old man now, it's like, oh yeah, this is the greatest stuff. Hey, after a couple more watches, I'm like, all right, maybe I'll cool down my score. Who knows? 9 out of 8, 7. What was that? 17? Yeah, average 8. Yeah, 8.5. Average. Pretty good. 8.5 out of 10 is not bad. Good job, Disney. You passed, motherfucker. Shit.
Definitely a classic that we've been around so long. Inspired
Yeah.
a remake. It's good.
What's the next remake you think is coming out?
Uh,
What's the next live
for
action
Disney,
adaptation? Yeah, what do you think?
man,
Or what do you
yeah,
know? What do you know?
I
Motherfucker.
don't.
I
I
don't know.
don't.
I don't know anything yet. I don't know. Well, yeah. This has been the starter kit. You freaking nerds, huh? Go watch the live action and tell us what you think. All right, go do that. All right. Or go watch the original like I did for the very first time. Watch it like it is the very first time because I know I'm probably the only one on the planet who just saw it like a month ago. So
Moana and How to Train Your Dragon are going live action.
right,
I think this
that's
year.
right. Yeah, ooh, this year.
Oh no, Moana's next year.
Moana's next year.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, for sure. How to Train. I've been seeing that trailer at work too. Like, oh shit, I keep forgetting that that's gonna be live action. But all right, this has been another episode of the Starter Kit, man. We're back. We're trying to figure things out. All right, and we're here. Lance, you got anything for him? What's up?
Thanks for listening. Roll the credits. We're out.
I just spit everywhere. I'm sorry.
Wait.
Hey, editor, edit that out, bro. Edit that shit out, son.